Did everyone go quiet?
You gotta mute your microphone.
They don't know that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mute your
Tell
microphone.
me his name again.
Thanos. He's a plague, Tony. He invades planets, he takes what he wants, he wipes out half the population. He sent Loki. The attack on New York, that's him.
This is insane, you guys.
Yo, this is sexy, man.
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night, and this is the PanelsOnPages.com podcast with your host, Lee Rodriguez.
At the end of the day, babies are terrible people, and I'm not sorry for saying it.
Jason Nyes.
Motherfucker, I won best costume!
Jose Guzman.
Yeah, I know nothing about Firestorm except for his hat's always burning.
And Kelly Harris.
Boy, love, it appears we got a penis in the mail.
I glued my fucking eyes shut!
I just want to see all these Yelp reviews of Jose's jizz.
Oh, sorry, I knocked over the salt.
Like you had anything better to do.
Hey, what is happening, everybody? Today is Tuesday, May 2nd, 2000. Nope, fuck, May 1st. The 1st of May. God damn it, May 1st.
2015.
2018. This is episode number
the 40th.
422 of the PanelsOnPages.com podcast. I'm your host, the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez, and joining me tonight, we got Mr. Jason Nyes.
Was your taco visually full?
Jose Guzman.
Just flew into town and boy, are my arms tired.
Kelly Harris.
DMX knows 5 words, and they're all great.
And 3 of them are ARF.
Joining us this week, we've also got Mr. John-Michael Duggan.
I couldn't narrow down to one Infinity War quote, so insert whatever quote you'd like here.
Solid. And fresh off the boat, Mahoney's here. What's up, sir?
The quote I will insert is that we're here to take names, kick names, and take ass. I fucked it up. God damn it.
He is precious.
I've been gone for too
Now,
long.
remember, gentlemen, Kelly and Jose have not seen the movie.
Well, I could not remember that because I've never been told that.
It already came out?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking Avengers.
What are they even doing here?
They're going to be on for long.
They're here.
Yeah, no, we're gonna take care of business, and then we're gonna leave.
I got to be a judge, dog.
Yeah, so
to please them booties.
might be a bit of a short one this week. That's all right, because I'm so fucking tired. I think I might still be emotionally exhausted from Infinity War, and it may be affecting me many days later. I don't know. Hard to say.
Did you take?
Hey, save it.
Did you take your adolescent daughter to see Infinity War at like 12 o'clock at night?
I took her. I went Thursday with the lady, and I told Zoe, like, hey, we'll go over the weekend. It'll be fine. Some like kind of last minute dinner plans came up, and she's like, but we're gonna go see Avengers. I'm like, okay, we can go, but like, it'd be like a 9 o'clock show, and you got school tomorrow. You're not gonna bitch out. She's like, no, it's gonna be great. So we rolled in from the theater. Like, we got home at like 12:45.
I wake up, I think it was Monday morning, and I'm looking at my Twitter feed, and this was like 10 o'clock in the morning, because that's how I roll. And I'm seeing tweets about, me and the young one went and saw Infinity War 8 hours ago.
Yeah.
I'm doing the math in my head, like, what the fuck?
Kid's a goddamn champion. And I made note, like, as we're in the theater, I made note of some of her takes. I've never been prouder of her.
We'll talk. Save it.
Yeah, for one, her take.
Save it!
Her crowd management. This is not a spoiler of the movie.
Did she
at
take
all.
someone's phone?
Dude, it was incredible. So we sit down, and we kind of get there. The trailers are playing. We're rushing after this dinner thing. We find a spot, and there's like this row behind us, real full, and they're just fucking yakking. Just yakking, like not even like trying to be quiet about it, which is the shittiest thing a person can do. But it's during the trailers, so fine. Whatever. I look over, I'm like, look, man, if they keep this up, we'll move, okay? She's like, okay. and like the movie starts, and like they're just talking over 5 people between 2 people, like just having full on fucking conversations. Like, and they're just, I'm just getting hot under the collar and just hotter and hotter. But I'm like, I'm here with my kid. I can't make a fucking scene with my kid. I don't want her to see this side of me. So I'm like, hey, you want to move? She's like, no, it's fine. And this goes on for about 20 minutes. And one of the guys goes, oh man, Thanos, you trash. And Zoe pops her little head up, turns around and says, and I quote, because I wrote it down, right now, you're being trash. Park it, shut up, and let us watch the movie. And I said, kid, we gotta go. We gotta move like 5 rows back, and it was fine. But she got so fucking hot. She was done with it. Park it, shut up, and let us watch the movie. Right now, you're being trash.
That's amazing.
You're the one who is trash.
Oh, I'm like, all right, you did good. She's like, am I in trouble? I'm like, in trouble? You're a goddamn hero. You're not in trouble.
Let me tell you this story of one day that your dad took a man's cell phone.
Yeah, I told that story to Nicole again, and I'm like, I don't think that shit would fly today. It was a different time.
Oh, God. You're going to stand your grounded.
Yeah, no, would not fly today. It was a simpler time.
I mean, it really wasn't that much of a different time, Lee.
It was like 2 months ago.
No, I was it was during the Wolverine, whenever the fuck that was.
Oh, the giant CGI sword monster.
Yeah. I think people were getting shot up a lot less then. I mean, at least like maybe relatively so.
And the ninjas who came specifically to shoot a bear with an arrow.
Yes, the ninjas who poisoned that bear so that Wolverine would go to Japan, of course.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. But yeah, before we get into Avengers talk, because yeah, Jose and Kelly have not seen it. We gotta get down to business and talk about some motherfucking football.
That's right.
It's very important. Super important business.
We had 2 matchups planned for tonight, but we're going to postpone Lee versus Tito because Tito had some shit come up at the last minute.
Yeah, real convenient last minute.
Put out a hit on him.
I'm happy to beat Tito and argue for his team.
I didn't get verbal confirmation from Tito that that's okay with him.
I think that's okay. That'd be fun.
Can we do it anyways and just see how it could have went?
Yeah.
No, because that's going to give Lee an advantage because it's like a practice game.
But what if Lee loses?
So has a disadvantage for Lee because it's me arguing for Tito's team instead of Tito.
Hey,
Tito
man.
would have an advantage too because he gets to hear Lee's defense.
Right.
Yeah, not having that. Not having that. We're going to keep this all above board.
Because if anything, Tito has the more advantage because Lee's going to give his hand away. Mahoney's just pulling shit out of his ass.
That's right.
Speaking of ass, Taskmaster learned how to play the brown note and make Lee's team shit themselves.
Don't you worry. That was definitely going to be a tactic.
Don't you worry.
Yeah,
These teams
play
doesn't even
football
won. They barely won.
Oh, God.
You know what's funny with Mahoney's favorite actual fantasy football or basketball tactic is I'm researching my matchup this week, and Blue Beetle's costume, his whole armor actually keeps it so that he doesn't have to shit.
Shit powered.
Yeah. It like his suit helps his metabolism or it disposes of the waste so he doesn't have to use the bathroom.
He's like his own compost pile.
Yeah.
That is an absolute nightmare. I hope I never have to face him.
Your villain makes you poop your pants. That is a godsend.
Although I will tell you, I don't give a shit if your space armor can help you handle your diarrhea, because Microbe will just keep it coming until your space armor taps out. He's like, nope, I'm done. I am done.
Just a runny pool at the bottom of your space boots.
Like when Blue Beetle goes to catch a pass and his armor just leaves. It says, fuck this. Fuck this. I am
Not
out.
what I signed up for.
That's when
I
you'll
signed
know
up
that the
to
game
stop
is over.
so much shit. This is more.
Well, the armor kind of responds to when he's in trouble. So I think if he kept shitting himself, the armor wouldn't leave. The armor would be like, "Oh, I gotta help this dude." At least that's my understanding.
Guys, I have breaking political news.
Oh shit!
Oh, News is breaking right now that in the Knox County mayoral Republican primary, Glenn Jacobs, best known as WWE superstar Kane, is in fact the Republican candidate.
Oh my God!
With 14,633 votes at a percentage of 36%.
Well, there you go.
And Kane's going to be mayor, y'all, because the Democratic primary winner only got 4,250 votes.
Oh, so
I feel like I could get 4,000 votes.
So yeah, Kane's going to be mayor.
These are weird fucking times. These are weird goddamn times.
Jose, do me a favor. Tap the top of your microphone. Okay. Talk closer to it. I was thinking for a second that it might be your laptop microphone.
Put it in your mouth. Work it like a wiener. Put it right up in there. You'll be fine.
Damn.
All right, so our one matchup we do have this week is our good buddy Juggalo John, his Emerald Animals, and that's the aforementioned Blue Beetle, Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern, and Beast Boy, whose real name nobody knows. So it doesn't matter. Actually, you know what? I think I do know that one. It's Garfield Logan.
Hey, you got it.
No, that's not correct. It's Beastie Oboyo.
He went to school with a Ricochet.
Hi, Ricochet.
Taking on Niza's Gotham Rogue, Batman, the Flash, the Barry Allen version, and another Green Lantern. But this one's a black guy, John Stewart.
Hell yeah.
Tough breaks.
In a coin flip between Green Lanterns, always go with the black guy.
The moment I saw that Nyes picked that Green Lantern, I said, I know what this was for.
Come on now.
All right, so John did email in because he's not a fucking savage.
Yeah, but I have to go first because...
Invoking Vetter's Law.
The Vetter's Law.
Nice has to go first, exactly.
All right, you ready?
What you got?
All right. The Emerald Animals are a team of junior varsity second stringers, while the Gotham Rogues are the varsity starting lineup, first and foremost. Blue Beetle's the standout of the Emerald Animals, and he isn't even green, so what does that tell you? His power set's the most diverse and creates the most problems for my team, but his strength is that he draws his power from the Scarab, is also his greatest weakness in that it's sentient and can take control of Jaime, and also it gets an increasing urge to kill when it's sentient. So that's if that's not unsportsmanlike conduct, I don't know what is. So you got a sentient Scarab on you that just wants to murder the other team. That's not very good. Guy Gardner was positioned as the Emerald Animals quarterback in our last matchup that we listened to because of his football experience at the University of Michigan. But what position did Guy Gardner play? Did he play quarterback at the University of Michigan? Because just because you're an athlete and you play football doesn't mean you're ready to lead a team.
I mean, that is the logic we've been applying every game so far, but okay.
He's mostly matched, obviously, with John Stewart because they're both Green Lanterns in regards to powers, but also in regards to his weaknesses, as the Blue Beetle Scarab can cause Green Lanterns super migraines and the urge to kill. So not only is Blue Beetle causing my Green Lantern a headache and the urge to kill, but he's causing it to his own teammate as well. I just think that's poor planning on Juggalo John's part when putting Guy and Jaime on the same team. Lastly, in regards to Guy, from a long career of superheroism, Guy Gardner has a history of concussions and exhibits signs of CTE. Any hard hit on the field, and the officials are pulling him from the game for concussion protocol. Concussion protocol. Next up, Beast Boy. His Beast Boy strategy last round was some of the most creative shit that we've heard this entire season. But that ability to quickly change between animals comes into question once I learned that Beast Boy's transformations can be interrupted when getting hit. So whether it's a simple block or batarang after batarang Beast Boy is attempting to transform and getting stopped 9 times out of 10. Another thing that affects his transformations is sneezing. He's unable to control his shape-shifting every time he sneezes. So a bat smoke bomb filled with sneezing powder takes Beast Boy's abilities out of the equation. So in regards to the Gotham Rogues, John Stewart is mostly matched with Guy Gardner, and both my Green Lantern and my Flash are susceptible to Blue Beetle's powers. But that doesn't account for Batman, the most ruthless player coach in this entire league. Blue Beetle can't match Batman's martial arts training, stealth, marksmanship, intellect, tactical analysis, or intimidation factor. Batman is considered the second greatest escape artist in the DC universe after Mr. Miracle, allowing him to quarterback sneak and evade tackles for every first down. His ability to draw up plays increases after every down, learning the way the other team plays while also bringing a contingency plan for each opponent. But his crown jewel, his annexation of Puerto Rico, if you will, that he keeps in his back pocket in case of an emergency, is called the proposal. This play involves a simple fake handoff to John Stewart. But not only does Batman keep the ball, but John Stewart passes his power ring to Batman, who has the will to operate a Green Lantern ring, leaving the opposing team on their heels as Green Lantern Batman plows through their defenses and later their mothers.
Oh. All right. Okay.
Would Juggalo John in the chat says Batarang would be roughing.
Yeah, you lost me when you were talking about throwing batarangs at people. I think
he has them on him. We've long said
you can have them on them and use them, but you can't hit somebody with them.
But Blue Beetle's allowed to use his blasters.
Not to hit people.
We determined that last game.
Yeah, it's basically a stiff arm.
You're allowed to use what you came to the game with. So
yeah, as long as you're not going like to maim or kill, that's fine.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I'll allow that one for sure. All right, solid.
Batman can't really control a Green Lantern ring.
Sure, he can.
When?
I swear to God, I've seen that.
There is a cover.
The Yellow Lantern.
Yes, the Yellow Lantern he's done, and there's an Elseworlds where he did it, and there's a cover of an issue of Green Lantern where he did it.
In my research,
he used it in the Batman the animated series.
In my research, one of Batman's strengths is his will. And because of that, it said that he has been able to wield a Green Lantern ring.
I don't know. I think he used it once and it overpowered him.
Once is all you need. That's why you saved the proposal for the last play, the Hail Mary.
So it's an all or nothing.
In other words, I learned.
All right. Well, it's in his back pocket. It's a emergency play.
All right, let's do it. Let's not go too far. Let's see what John's got to say. He admits right off the bat. John writes in. He says, "This matchup is insane. The stats, powers, and abilities makes this a game of inches. Both teams are going to be pushing the other to their limits. My feeling is that this match will come down to the few plans and tricks that each team can pull off. So again, I'm going to paint a picture of these plays. Try my best to take on a team with Batman on it." I'll start with defense, because I feel like this is where I'm going to need to state my case best. Guys, we're looking at the replay of Gotham Rogues' first matchup. Flash seems to be the most unknown. The last match with Reverse Flash was Flash seems to be the most unknown. The last match with Reverse Flash was too equal to get a good gauge of Barry on the field. So guys' plan is to focus more on Batman's throws. You don't need to be faster than a bullet, just a finger pulling the trigger. Blue Beetle Scarab is a supercomputer AI grafted to his spine. Guy has time to calculate the arc of Batman's passes, his ability to know the point on the field the ball is going to get. Jamie can either get the ball in the air before it even gets down to Flash, or be at the same spot the ball is going to be and hit Barry at the exact moment the ball comes down and Barry touches it. So that's tricky. Okay, all right. Just thinking. That's a whole lot of coordination and the time it takes to throw a ball, but all right. All right, another play guys come up with using a very unused ability of Beast Boy. Garfield has the ability to morph into any person. The only problem is that Beast Boy can only turn into an all-green copy of them, so unless you're turning into a Hulk or, say, someone wearing the green armor of a Power Ring, it'd be completely pointless. So here's the play. Guy and Jaime put on the pressure to Batman and John Stewart, making sure that the Stewart keeps his shield up, and Batman is forced to make decisions at split-second timing. Guy armors Beast Boy and the Green Lantern aura. Then Beast Boy flies into position covering Stewart. Jaime heads for a sack on Batman and then tricks his blaster to look like a flash of light. At that moment, Beast Boy morphs into a copy of John Stewart, being held in the air by Guy. In a quick action, Batman passes the ball to one of the Stewarts. 50-50 shot Batman has to make. This time, though, with the aura glow and the flash of light, Batman picks wrong, and the ball goes to Beast Boy. This is a one-time trick. After all that time, Batman and Stewart won't fall for it. That's kind of clever. I like that.
It's true. They wouldn't fall for it.
His abilities. That most of each's strength will be on how well each can support the strengths of their respective teams, and less a construct back and forth war. Next play, Jaime calculates that Batman's throw will not be close enough for him to make before the Flash does. That being the case of Blue Bell, I like that he's like writing in potential failures for his team. I like that.
Well, yeah, I think that's respect. You got to show that you have weaknesses too. And
I like it. It was like he's not gonna make it before the Flash. That being the case, Blue Beetle heads for the sack. Jaime's boosters give him the speed to clear the distance between him and Bruce. Batman has the skill to get out of the way, but timing is everything. A few things can happen. Either Jaime's fast enough and Bruce can't get out of the way, or he does get out of the way, but leaves him more time for the receiver to be covered, or he moves in just the right way to make the play. Not every time will my players be able to come out on top of these exchanges, but enough to keep the pressure on. Now, moving on to offense. Shit, I lost it. Okay, offense. One of the main tricks guys worked on to pass the ball to Beast Boy is to pass the ball to Beast Boy in a cheetah form. Guy then shields Beast Boy in a Green Lantern aura. As Garfield makes his way up the field, the aura flashes with a bright, blinding green light. When the light settles, there are now 4 green cheetahs, each making a different way up the field. Now there are 3 constructs hiding which one is the real Beast Boy, similar to a speed mirage. Then Guy hails back and power rockets the ball to a point on the field they agreed on. The real Beast Boy then at that moment morphs into a gorilla and is right in the right place to grab the ball. Nice. This can be repeated with each time with a smaller animal, rabbits, birds, flies. Each time a smaller number of construct doubles. That's funny.
And the entire time Beast Boys, achoo!
Oh, we're going to get all sneezy. Next play, Guy falls back again to throw the ball. Blue Beetle has his intended receiver. Guy lets loose in the ball housed inside a rocket, a construct rocket. Fuck yeah. The pass is straight and heading right for him. However, the Flash has run up and is now fully covering Jaime. But the last minute, Guy turns the rocket in mid-flight to head to Beast Boy. Using the Green Lantern ring as how he was propelling it down the field, he can pull that ball to any point in the arena that he wants. Solid logic.
That's a good use of the Green Lantern ring.
Very good use of Green Lantern. That's solid. Another idea is to get an edge. To get an edge is that Guy throws the ball to Beast Boy, who in turn morphs into a reticulated python. As he falls, the ball is wrapped fully in his body. When he hits the field, Beast Boy starts to crawl to the end zone. Garfield gets 10 yards before John Stewart debates how you down something with no knees or limbs for that matter. Ending with Guy gracefully agreeing that if this play is allowed at this one time, the Beast Boy would not turn into snakes again. I know I'm stretching on that one.
I like the idea of the official being like, this play will be allowed, and we all agree he will not be snakes anymore.
Dr. Manhattan is very dissatisfied with this. Go.
Dr. Manhattan, the Watcher, and Metron just crowded around a replay screen with their hands on their heads like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
His knees didn't hit. His knees didn't go down. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, but
then, like,
he doesn't
4
have knees.
plays later, he turned into a salamander, and they're like, "Are the legs clearly visible? Is this too snake? Is he too much snake?"
Well, I like it. Solid. All right, almost wrapped up here. Next play, Guy feels very proud of himself. After the last game, the much debated fake, Guy plans to do it again. Jaime runs up for the handoff and forms a shield around the ball. Guys back up to headline, Beast Boy up in his sights, giving the point right at him for good measure. Guy lets the ball fly down the field, but instead of fading away, the ball is really in Guy's control and soars right into the gorilla hands of Garfield. Finally, Guy's last line of attack plan. Fourth quarter and a most likely tied game with the clock running out. Guy hands the ball up to Garfield in a cheetah form. The ball in his mouth like the neck of an antelope and running at full clip. Beast Boy is able to make it to the 20-yard line and leaps into the air. Jon Stewart tries to make the tackle and has Garfield around the back legs. But just at that moment, when the ball is still in his mouth, Beast Boy morphs into an adult blue whale. Chase Green. 79 feet or 26 yards. Mouth first, Garfield comes right down to the end zone, placing the ball firmly past the goal line. Now, again, these are just my word pictures of what my team can pull off, but by no means will this be a blowout. It'll be a battle of both teams clawing the way up the field. I just feel that my team is equipped with a bigger bag of tricks that will give us a better edge. Good luck, Nyes. XOXO. Juggalo John.
He's really good at this.
He's not fucking around.
No, he's not. Like, and no disrespect to some of the other participants, but he's got great strategy, great ideas, and it's also entertaining to listen to. So, hitting all the check marks. But
the image of the cheetah Beast Boy like becoming a fucking whale with like Jon Stewart hanging onto his tail at the end is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That's good. I like it. This one's tough.
So, here's my problem with both teams' approaches. You're both throwing the ball way too much. Both of you. Like, Nyes, you have the flash. Why are you ever throwing the ball to anyone?
I never once talked about throwing the ball.
You said you were going to throw the ball with the Green Lantern ring.
No, I didn't. I said it's a reverse. It's a handoff. It's a fake. It's a fake handoff where Batman goes to hand off to Jon Stewart, and instead Jon Stewart hands the ring off.
Well, why are you handing off to anybody but the Flash?
Because the Flash can't wear a Green Lantern ring.
But he doesn't need to. He's the Flash. You just give him the ball. Yeah. He's done. It's over. He scored.
Yeah, that goes without saying.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, if that's not your game plan and you don't say it's your game plan, that doesn't mean it's your game plan.
Right. Because
I'm hearing
my Flash.
He's starting to sweat. He's sweating already.
The entire game
with rings, but I'm not hearing. I have the Flash, and none of you can catch him.
Right.
Because that's the game plan.
The game plan. The game
you
plan.
don't need to throw a batarang filled with pepper because the Flash already scored.
Flash is full of pepper, though.
That's not always true because Blue Beetle can create a force field that the Flash cannot phase through. So the Flash is not always the answer. But the Flash is on my team.
Was the Flash was not the answer to anything.
Right, no, because in a 3-on-3 football game, and I have the Flash on my team, I'm not going to use the Flash at all. He's just going to be on the bench. That's obviously what my plan is.
Good call.
Okay, so this force field business. I gotta say, I appreciate the creativity and the word pictures from both contenders for sure. But like to Mahoney's point, John doesn't really make a whole lot of an argument at all on how he's going to counter the Flash.
Yeah,
not much. He kind of.
I think it's just you're kind of letting Blue Beetle play defense on that and having.
But you're asking Blue Beetle to do a lot because he's allowed to be guarding or doing whatever tricks he's doing with Batman at that time.
But I mean, you also have them throwing up the multiple animals,
which is a fucking solid thing. I think.
Yeah, so you have.
As long
Flash
as
doesn't know who to go to,
or getting hit with a batarang, which is legal now.
Between the versatility of Beast Boy and then the kind of amorphous powers of the Scarab and the Lantern Ring, it's a really good combination. But
I feel like I answered.
Well, yeah,
Beast
but not
Boy.
if the Blue Beetle counteracts the Green Lantern.
But Blue Beetle can't take out Green Lantern and Flash.
Blue Beetle, by just being on the field, is causing both Green Lanterns a migraine headache.
Both Green Lanterns, to me, in this competition are axed out.
Yeah.
Because if the Blue Beetle takes out one, he takes out the other. So,
All right.
I would totally agree with that.
So
Blue Beetle and Beast Boy versus Flash and Batman.
How about Blue Beetle and Beast Boy versus Batman? Like, how does that matchup even work?
I don't know. At football, I think Batman's kind of shit.
Yeah, I think
he doesn't really bring much footballing to the
Beetle
table.
and Beast Boy would kick the shit out of Batman. What do you mean?
Can I reread what I listed off as some of Batman's abilities? Martial arts training, so he's super quick and
motherfucker, I got martial arts training.
Agile, stealth, which is a huge part of football. Being able.
He's not walking around with a box on his head.
There's only 4 people on the field.
Yeah, but he's got a fake mustache. They don't know that.
Oh shit, matches Malone?
No, but he's got fucking he's got fucking smoke bombs. He can fucking what do you call it in Arkham?
Indian burns.
Where you doing Indian burns? What's that shit in Arkham where you wrap someone up by their legs hanging from a gargoyle? You can do that.
A lot of gargoyles on the field, are there?
Do that.
Marksmanship.
We're not tying people up. You guys already got crazy with the rules. We're not adding tying people up to it.
Well, yeah, tying people up that's essentially holding. But there's his tactical analysis and his intimidation factor, 2 things that are huge in football.
Well, yeah,
I don't know. I feel like he goes down once and everyone says, "Oh wait, he's beatable."
Yeah, but that's bad. Like if you think that
Firmwell, I don't think he's afraid of Batman.
See, I'm with eyes on this one. I think the Batman is a huge advantage.
Yeah, if you think
nothing else, just for pure quarterbacking alone, like Batman's in the no fucking joke.
If you think Batman can be taken down easily in a 3-on-3 football game, then Batman should be a non-factor in the DC universe as a whole.
Yeah, no. I don't think that yet. No,
but he's not able to use all his gadgets, and gadgets are a big part of him.
Why isn't
Apparently he is. That's the rule that they said.
He's allowed to come to the field with his whole utility belt.
Well, he's also a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
His tactical mind, bare minimum, his tactical mind with coming up with plays on the spot would be a benefit, even if he lost his belt.
Yeah. And Beast Boy and Blue Beetle, they're essentially fucking kids compared to Batman.
Well, and Blue Beetle doesn't even have full control over the armor.
Right.
Like half the time he's fighting the armor.
That's right.
So
and his armor's trying to murder everyone.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
I don't know. That's legal, though.
That's a check in the plus column.
Murder is not legal.
So, all right, talk to me about this interference with the Green Lantern shit. Like, does he have to be like, hey, let's fuck with this lantern ring, or like, is just being around enough?
As far as my research shows, it's just being around it, within proximity to the Scarab, and it's fucking over the Green Lanterns.
So, like,
and it's giving them such horrible headaches that they want to murder.
So we got 3 murderers running around.
Murder headaches.
I had one of those today.
They all got murder boners, huh?
I'm totally comfortable with both Green Lanterns being ineffective, but I do not understand why Nice's team is sidelining the Flash.
You say I'm sidelining the Flash. I just
no.
didn't.
You said you were sidelining the Flash.
Facetiously. No, the Flash is on my team. The Flash's powers are obvious. The fact that I took down every member of John's team, and I've still got a Flash.
Yeah, but taking you're gonna get me started again.
It's the Flash is tough because let's say you've got your multiple constructs. You got 4 cheetahs running down the field, whatever the fuck. Ball goes on.
Running down the field just means it takes the Flash a quarter of a millisecond longer to be like, oh, that's the one with the ball.
Yeah,
exactly. So you fucking get there. Like, oh wait, this is not the right one. But oh, there it is. We're good.
Yeah.
So it's a fucking great strategy if you're not fucking with a Flash. And
like all I imagine is give him 100 Beast Boy constructs running down the field, and he runs all the way to the end zone, and then the Flash is standing in the other end zone with the ball, and he's like, "I stole this 6 minutes ago. I don't know what you've been doing."
And like, if the principal defense against the Flash is that Blue Beetle has a shield that the Flash can't face,
he can create like a Invisible Woman type dome.
That's it. That he has to either create a dome that is big enough that the speed won't be a factor, but then everyone's in the fucking domes. Nobody can get to the end zone.
But there's a problem with the dome. Not only can the Flash not phase through it, but no one inside the dome can get through it either.
Exactly. So either that's what he has to do, or he has to have reflexes faster than the Flash, but the shield up in his way.
Right.
Or cast a shield across the entire field, and that's got to be some kind of a fucking...
I don't feel like Blue Beetle has better reflexes than Batman.
No, I would agree.
Well, not if he's having to fight the suit, because that means, like, let's say the suit thinks the best, like, logistically the best option is to cut right. But Blue Beetle lets what he thinks his right emotion is to cut left. And now they're fighting over which way he's going. In that time, he could be taken down.
I would even give Batman the edge over Blue Beetle when Jaime has full control over the suit, as far as reflexes go.
I don't know. They're talking about like legit superhuman reflexes. So maybe not. That might be stretching it.
Yeah, but we're also talking Batman, who is the only human on the fucking Justice League. Like, Batman, he might be a human person, but I think when it comes to supers, like, he kind of has the edge even sometimes.
Oh, you're not going to get any argument from me on that. But, I don't know. But if you're doing that fucking, hand clappy game, where, like, you're like, who's going to slap each other's hands? I think Blue Beetle wins that, is all I'm saying.
You think? Or
I think you might. I think you might win that. I think you might win the hand slappy game.
Or is Batman just emotionally wrecking him the entire time?
So from what I'm reading, the Blue Beetle thing should not affect the Green Lanterns anymore because the origin of the Scarab has been retconned in Rebirth and is now magical instead of alien-based.
What? The fuck out of here.
I think I'm choosing to ignore that.
Yeah, fuck all that.
Well, even so, Jaime's armor was damaged and was able to hang out with Green Lanterns by the end of the New 52 stuff.
Okay.
No. Blech. Blech, I say.
No, that was kind of a long time ago, so I think we've got to let that one go, I think.
I mean, when you give me the fact that one of the strengths of when I'm looking through the internet for stats and strengths, and it shows me that one of the strengths is it can fuck up a Green Lantern, and I've got a Green Lantern, he's got a Green Lantern. You better believe I'm fucking using that in my argument. God damn it! Whether or not they retconned it 19 times since then.
All right, let's call it. I'm going to say I'm going knives. I think they're both great, but John didn't do much to deal with the Flash of it all. The Flash and Batman is, I don't know what these guys are fucking talking about. Batman is a big deal on the team.
I feel like
I'm going knives.
John with a stronger team takes this whole thing, but this is not the team he takes it with.
Yeah, I'm going John. What you got, John-Michael?
I'm going knives. The combo of Batman and the Flash. John didn't do enough to convince me that they could be a conceivable threat as a whole. So, knives all the way.
But if he wants to just fucking turn into a whale and flop around the whole game, I'm into that. Kelly, what you got?
I'm going John.
Ooh, all right.
I like the Beast Boy strategies.
Mahoney.
It's nice all the way. Beast Boy can change into whatever animals he wants. The play's already over.
Jose.
I don't think the combination of Beast Boy and Blue Beetle, the Green Lanterns to me cancel out. I'm with Mahoney. I don't know about that new bullshit, but
Yeah, even if the Scarab doesn't make them sick, the two of them just offset each other.
yeah, either way.
They're done.
Sure.
So those two, the combo of Batman.
I don't know if that's true. I mean, one of them's good at football. One of them's Jon Stewart.
Well, one of them's was went to the University of Michigan. One of them's black. So no, but really, like when it comes to Green Lanterns, Guy Gardner is more powerful than Jon Stewart, is what I read. But Guy Gardner also has a history of fucking concussions, and I didn't get any credit for that information.
So that's perfect for a football player.
I see. You mentioned the concussions the first time, and I made a mental note and then forgot to bring it up. But I don't think there's any evidence that any of those refs would pull Guy Gardner if it looked like he had a concussion.
If we're going under like
there's
NFL
a policy
rules
for it, but I don't think they're taking him out of that game.
Yeah, we didn't pick the most like emotionally invested referees for this thing.
I don't know. This actual
the watcher doesn't interfere.
This actual fantasy football league
So
doesn't need.
Is he even calling?
I don't think watchers
If
call
there's a holding
shit.
play, can the watcher even call holding?
Watcher hasn't taken the yellow flag out of his pocket once.
He's just got a thing of nachos.
Dr. Manhattan just let his dong hang out. Just swing
Yeah.
All right, so that's it, man. Fucking
The creativity behind his plays are nice.
Yes,
excellent. A plus. A plus
think
creativity.
Unmatched.
If it came down to he needed somebody else, maybe Beast Boy and somebody else, or Blue Beetle and somebody else, but I don't see that combo beating Batman and the Flash.
Like I said, they're JV, man.
That's it. It's a fucking rock solid. Rock goddamn solid, John. But but a boy.
That could have
nice.
been
Moving on to the fucking semifinals. No, the finals.
No, the DC finals.
Yeah,
the
DC
conference,
finals.
the conference finals. Yeah,
the conference finals. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, fucking A.
That'll
Look
put
at
me.
you, gang, going to the end.
That'll
It's gonna be you and me in the finals. I can feel it. Feel it in my fucking bones.
That'll put me up against Shark and Mama Kent's highlight reel with Superman, Booster Gold, and Flash, Wally West.
That's no joke.
Uh-oh.
That's oh boy.
Gonna have to do some research on that one.
All right, and then we'll do me and Tito next week. Yeah, we'll do me and Tito next week, so that'll be good. So yeah, if you want to check out the standings, where everybody's at, by all means, please do go check out at zinc.org/sports. See all the great shit Zero's put together for us, because that boy's a goddamn wizard. Good stuff. Thanks for playing, John.
Yeah. He is
a worthy adversary.
Exactly.
You were robbed, John. You were robbed.
So yeah, let's fucking talk about some goddamn Avengers. Want to take a break?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out.
Talking superheroes.
Yep, I'm leaving.
Okay,
I'm
bye.
so upset that Nye's won. I'm leaving.
God!
Avengers this morning. He's leaving.
Why? When did I become public enemy number one? Kelly
When
hates
you
me.
eliminated Microbe gives everyone diarrhea.
Mahoney.
When you eliminated Snowflame and his cocaine powers.
Your reign of terror has made you many enemies. You joy stomper.
God damn it.
God. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about Avengers. Because, boy, haven't needed to talk about Avengers for a number of days now.
I got notes. I told you to DM me.
I want to make a quick movie recommendation before we go.
Oh,
okay.
Please do.
On Hulu, you can watch the 2017 Blade of the Immortal movie directed by Takashi Miike. And boy, howdy, is that a good time.
Yeah?
The fucking
you want to watch a lot of cool sword fights? That's the movie for you.
Takashi Miike, didn't he do Old Boy?
That's Park Chan-wook.
Oh.
Takashi Miike did Audition.
Audition.
Ichi the Killer.
Ah, Itchy the Killer.
Yeah.
Which just got a new Blu-ray re-release, which I just bought and is in the mail.
Yeah, I've
right
seen
now.
the cover to that DVD. Jose had it. That's all I need to see.
Good shit.
Yeah, that would be great. I love Itchy. Oh, I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, so Jose, if you got Hulu, watch Blade of the Immortal. You will dig the shit out of that movie.
He loves Itchy. No love for Scratchy, though.
All right, cats. Have a lovely night.
Yeah.
Go see the guy in the movie. We'll talk next week.
I'll see it on Thursday.
All right.
All right. We'll talk about it again next week.
All right, sounds good.
Why not?
Night, everybody.
Later.
Bye.
Bye, Jose.
Takes a break. We'll be back in a minute. And it's going to get real thick up in here. Because
just like
got
Thanos'
feelings.
Just like Thanos' thighs.
Yeah. All right. Night. Talk in a minute. Bye. Ripped Apparel is your one-stop shop for limited edition t-shirts featuring all the crap that you already like anyway. Every day you're going to see 3 new limited edition designs available only for 24 hours. That's just a single day. After that, they're gone forever. And best yet, if you want to check them out, buy a little something, they're going to throw a little kickback to us, your folks, your friends here at the Popcast. So go to PanelsOnPages.com, click that banner at the top of the page, or on the sidebar at pcn.panelsonpages.com, or you can just update your bookmark, check it on your phone every single morning. That's what I do. Ripped, that's RIPT.panelsonpages.com. T-shirts start at just $10 and they'll kick us a little something every time. Help us keep the lights on, help us keep the podcast going, help us keep the side up, and gets you a pretty cool T-shirt, man. Cool swag, cool shirts, good people, good deals from your favorite podcast. So check it out. Ripped.panelsonpages.com. 24-hour limited edition T-shirts that are pretty damn awesome. Check it out. And now back to your regularly scheduled podcast.
Lee, Lee totally called it after I went through my whole team spiel, and then John did his, and then Jose was like, "Well, what's the Flash doing?" And I was like, "Hubba, hubba, hubba," and Lee was like, "Oh, he's sweating now." Like, God damn it!
Hey, you squeaked out a win.
The Flash is there. He's there. He's always there.
Yeah. So man, saw myself an Avengers movie twice, and boy, it is emotionally exhausting.
I wish I could have. I wish I could have walked right into another theater as soon as I was leaving it and watch it again.
Seriously,
I did that numerous times.
How many times?
Only 6.
Only 6. Well, I mean, what are you doing with your life, John? Only 6.
In 5 days.
I went Thursday night, and then 4 times Friday, and then 1 time Saturday.
You spent 10 hours in the theater watching Infinity War on Friday.
Yeah, I got to the theater a little bit before. I got there at 10:45 in the morning, and I didn't leave until it was close to midnight, I think.
Wow.
And then I came home, slept real quick, and went back the next morning at 10:30.
I remember 2012. Me and Mary did Dark Knight Rises in IMAX, Avengers, and Amazing Spider-Man were all still playing in theaters, and we watched them all one after the other. I don't think I could ever get her. I don't think I could get her to do a double feature these days.
We almost did a double feature, but the timing didn't work out. Just because, we figured, fuck it. We got a babysitter on a Thursday. We'll give it a shot. Didn't work out.
I wanted to do Black Panther in there again at one point, but I didn't. I did Black Panther Wednesday night for the 18th time, but I didn't go again over the weekend.
God bless that boy.
18 times seeing Black Panther. You are officially black now.
Yeah, that was my goal.
Wakanda forever.
My card is in the mail.
Yeah.
I wanted to hit 20 times with Black Panther, and then MoviePass changed its terms of service, and so now I don't know if I'm going to.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks.
Yeah.
Hopefully, for your sake, hopefully they amend that, because it's hurting people who are. You're doing the Lord's work. I know that they're doing it because apparently the rumor is that people were buying Infinity War tickets with their MoviePass and then flipping them.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're doing that, at most you're making fucking $15 a day.
Yeah.
So come on, obviously they're still working out the kinks with this.
But the movie pass but they're still getting paid. So what does it fucking matter?
I mean, MoviePass isn't really getting paid.
I'll just say that I'm hoping that bare minimum they change it. I would rather have a cap on how many movies you can see a month, and it doesn't matter what movie.
Right.
I'd rather it be here's 10 movies a month, and then it doesn't matter what movie. That would be better for me, but
I
it is
agree.
what it is.
Maybe tiered plans or options.
Yeah.
But still,
that's a whole other thing.
It sucks. It sucks because the original policy was you can only see a movie once, and then they changed it to where you can see a movie multiple times. And John-Michael jumped on that because that's his fucking movie habits. Mm-hmm. So it sucks that they changed it back. But for someone like me, this is still an amazing deal.
Yeah, I'm still getting my money out of it. There's no doubt. It's just not what I got it for. But anyway,
the fact that I'm not seeing a movie right now kind of bothers me. Well, man, I fell in love with movie theater hot dogs again. That's for damn sure.
So this fucking Infinity War, guys.
Yeah.
Like
So good.
Right off the bat, Xandar doesn't even get to be shown on screen. He killed them motherfuckers off screen, and he's already got the stone in his gauntlet.
on his way to fuck with Thor, he's like, "Let's do this first."
But it makes sense because Thor Ragnarok ends with Thanos' ship showing up, and the movie's already 2.5 hours, so you don't really need to show Xandar. And the fact that they don't, it's kind of it's kind of gross. Like, man, you can't even show half of this entire planet dying because shit's gonna get even worse.
Yeah, that and the fact that that's the home planet of the entire Nova Corps, and it's like, nah, don't matter.
Mahoney, was it you who suggested that they show it in if they make a Nova movie? That they show this scene.
Yeah, I want the Thanos showing up and taking that stone to be the opening scene of the Nova movie.
Yeah.
Sure.
What we only have one Nova Corps member left, or like a handful left, something like that.
Well, so normally he kills half.
Right.
Of the population.
He killed every one of those dwarfs. Those giant dwarfs.
Right.
So he doesn't always leave anybody alive.
Yeah, but someone might have been off planet at the time. What's the?
Oh, right.
Richard Rider,
I'm just saying,
Robbie Rider.
You don't need to have like 50% of the Nova Corps alive. You could wipe the whole Nova Corps out.
Sure.
John C. Reilly survived.
I don't like his chances.
John C. Reilly survived, but his wife and kid did not.
Oh.
Yeah, like I'm in the bag with these fucking movies. I like them a lot, but I'm objective enough to be like, that could have been a little better with this and that, whatever. I kind of feel like this is a perfect fucking movie. Like,
I would agree with you.
I can't pick a single fucking nit out of it.
I can pick a single nit.
All right, what's your single nit?
I agree with you, except for that single nit. And I posted it on Twitter. I said, Infinity War has the absolute worst performance by an actor in an MCU movie.
I saw that. I'm curious as to what you think.
Peter fucking Dinklage was terrible.
He's just doing Tyrion.
No,
that
wasn't Tyrion.
Like, I don't watch.
That was like drunk Hamlet. That was terrible.
It reminded
like a gruffer Tyrion.
It reminded me of his character from Pixels. And he was awful in Pixels. He might have been the worst part of Pixels.
When he was like, "My life is my own, but my hands belong to thee."
And in Pixels is a shitty movie, and he gives a shitty cartoony performance. But I never once thought, because of Pixels, like, Peter Dinklage is not a good actor, because he's good in Elf. People love him in Game of Thrones, but I don't watch Game of Thrones, and I knew he was going to be in it. Like, not everyone knew Dinklage was going to be in it. And
I had no idea.
And then when Thor and Rocket and Groot are like, okay, we gotta go check out this dwarf, I was like, all right, cool, Dinklage. And then when we got Dinklage, I was like, oh god, like, maybe he's not a good actor. Like, is he bad on Game of Thrones?
In pretty much every showing I went to, he got a huge reaction when people realized who it was. One person just in one showing just screamed, "It's fucking Peter!"
And see, I was excited to see him.
I only saw it twice, but there was like a wave of reaction. And Nicole is at one point, and when she kind of figures out and goes, "Is that the fucking midget from Game of Thrones?"
I thought he did a fine job.
Not supposed to say that, but yeah.
So broad and clunky, and just he stuck out like a sore thumb. It bugged the shit out of me.
I really loved the interaction where he tells Thor he's gonna die, it'll kill him, and Thor's like, "Only if I die," and he's like, "Yes, that's what killing you means."
But only if I die is a pretty baller fucking line.
True. Thor had so many baller. Thor was great.
Thor might have been the breakout star, second only to Thanos.
Yeah.
God damn.
Thor's like top 3 characters in this movie, for 3 or 4 characters for me.
Absolutely. And the greatest thing to ever happen to Doctor Strange is this movie.
Yeah, I was not expecting quite as much FaceTime with him, but it's like a Doctor Strange movie almost.
I kind of expected it.
I was really happy.
And it's so weird, not to jump to the ending so quickly, but it's so weird because the Doctor Strange Tony interactions were real harsh to the point where it was almost kind of annoying watching it. And then Doctor Strange is like, if it comes between saving the Time Stone and saving you and fucking Spider-Man, you and Spider-Man can take a goddamn walk. And then they get to the end, and Doctor Strange hands over the Time Stone to save Tony. I'm like, that's a weird, like, at no point did they ever have an arc where these guys, like, liked each other. And then I was like, oh, he saw 14 million possibilities of how this ended, and only one did the heroes win. I get it now. I get it.
Like, that's what I tried to tell Zoe, and Nicole, too, because, like, again, not to jump to the end, but the movie fucking ends, and Nicole's like, the fuck? She's like, I couldn't even get, like, I wasn't even getting emotionally invested because I'm like, they're going to fix it. They didn't fucking fix it. The shit. There was a woman, like, 3 rows behind us that was, like, sobbing. Like, sobbing like her mom had just died.
It was a really weird energy in the theater.
Yeah,
when
both
the credits
times
rolled.
I saw it. It was like the fucking air got sucked out of the room.
Like, there's still that a little bit of conversation that's going on. Like, I wasn't air sucked out of the room. I was like, that was fucking awesome. So I'm talking to Mary about it a little bit. But I noticed just this hush over the crowd. And usually you see at least a dozen people get up to leave. Nobody fucking moved.
No one.
Might have been 1 or 2 dudes that really needed to pee, but that was about it.
But yeah, Zoe is fucking like when it's not with Zoe, the crawl comes up, Avengers Infinity War, and she throws both of her hands up like she's got the spirit. And they just hang there for a second, and she just goes, "What kind of butts make a movie like this?" And I'm like, "Babe, you don't understand. It's gonna be okay." She says, and again, I wrote this down because it tickled me. She goes, "I feel like I lost everything in my heart." Crying.
Oh,
like,
that's so great.
I love her.
How old is
But I
Zoe
brought her
now?
back. This kid's got fucking recall like crazy. I brought her right back. I said, "What did Dr. Strange say?"
Right.
What did he say? And she said, "He saw 14,605 ways to send them." That's like fucking exactly what he said. Good. Wow. Okay. Good recall. That's the exact number. Good. And then what did he say? He's like, "Only one where they win." I said, "Yeah. Why would he do anything but the thing he saw would let him win?" And he's like, and the light kind of goes off on her. She's like, "Okay, you say so." And I'm like, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
But also, like, being balls deep in these movies like we are, we know there's another one coming out in May that doesn't have a title yet. So we know everything is eventually going to either reset itself or, they're going to move forward with a new set of Avengers either way. So there isn't that kind of finality for us that there would be a little kid that doesn't know what the fuck movie release schedules are.
Right.
Or some normie that doesn't realize, they've already signed for a Spider-Man sequel.
Yeah, Spider-Man comes out July of next year.
Yeah.
I am excited though. Like, obviously, Black Panther, Spider-Man, they've already got their sequels planned. There's another Guardians movie coming. Obviously, it's not going to star just Rocket. Like, they're clearly coming back, but there's nothing to indicate that they're going to come back like the moment they left. Like,
Sure.
Does Black Panther come back a year later in the MCU? And, who, like, is Shuri alive? Is Shuri the queen of Wakanda? Like, is Shuri Black Panther? Like, what changes in all of the individual dynamics of these people who are gone, and how long are they gone for,
And who doesn't come back?
And who doesn't come back?
Like,
and,
I figure...
does Wanda come back? Because I think Wanda's going to be fucking pissed if she comes back. She looks pretty happy that she died.
Yeah. I feel like, Captain Marvel's going to show up, wreck shit, and either Cap or Tony's going to get the gauntlet, snap, and put it back.
Yeah.
But I feel like the snap puts back everyone that died in the snap. But I don't know what that means for like Loki and Gamora and Vision. Like the people that didn't die in the snap, they might be done.
I feel like Loki is definitely off the board. Vision is a robot, so he could come back at any point.
I'm fully expecting Vision, if you remember, and probably none of you do, but the classic Avengers West Coast storyline where the government takes the Vision apart and tries to rebuild him, and they like leave out his personality, and he just comes back as like this cold robot.
Oh,
I'm expecting that.
There you go.
Solid. I like it.
Gamora, though, I feel it's a coin flip because in the comics, don't the people that were killed by the Infinity Gauntlet end up living in the Soul Stone?
Yes. Gamora got stuck in there for a while.
So, we've already kind of seen baby Gamora in the Soul Stone.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's that. As far as who's going to wield the Gauntlet, in the comics, didn't Nebula get her hands on the Gauntlet? And she's the one that kind of reset everything?
You're right. I forgot about that, but you're totally right.
That Nebula shit was way fucked up.
Oh, man.
Seriously. She's great.
I could see them giving it to Nebula to fix things, and that's how that she also brings back Gamora in that process. I could also easily see Tony sacrificing himself to get the gauntlet back, but maybe not the one that necessarily wields it.
It's interesting who's left, because they kind of left us with the original Avengers. You've got Banner, Stark, Cap, Black Widow. We don't know about Hawkeye. Thor, Rocket, Nebula, and I think War Machine. No,
War Machine.
War Machine.
Yeah.
I thought War Machine dusted. Did he not dust?
Nope. No, he was walking around calling out for Falcon.
Okay. Now,
and then you also have Okoye and M'Baku.
Yeah.
Right. So
I was also to be pissed if M'Baku disappeared and then T'Challa disappeared. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here! Like, no way.
I fucking would have flipped my shit if they got rid of, because he could have stayed. Like, he's one that they could like. He could stay dead if he's gone. Like,
M'Baku rules.
M'Baku does rule.
He's so great.
I think it's interesting who they picked to still stay alive, and I'm sure it's going to figure into the story.
Sure,
very much. But I very much expected Tony to die when he got stabbed. You know, we're all expecting Tony to die, but
I didn't. Because it's not Avengers 4. Basically, I didn't think Cap or Tony would die in this one, and I also, especially by the time we got to that, wasn't thinking that I had spoiled myself on some stuff, but not everything. But I didn't think they'd die because they didn't have a scene together, and I don't think that they'd kill off either one of them before giving some form of closure on their relationship.
I think killing off Black Panther and Spider-Man specifically, and I guess like the Guardians,
like damn near all the Guardians,
it telegraphed that they're resetting this, which we know they're gonna reset things. Yeah. But those two, Black Panther and Spider-Man specifically, because Spider-Man is the only movie past Avengers 4 that has a release date. You know, they've said that they've signed on for a Black Panther sequel, and a Guardian sequel is supposed to come out in 2020. But we're at a point right now where usually Marvel would have shit mapped out and announced 4 years from now.
For this exact reason.
Exactly. They don't. Yeah. They haven't revealed the title to Avengers 4. They've barely announced what movies are coming next. So that
I wonder. Oh, I just thought. I wonder if they won't reveal the title for Avengers 4 until the post credits of Ant-Man and the Wasp, and it'll say Ant-Man and the Wasp will return in Avengers, whatever the fourth title is.
Maybe. Very possibly. Like, we've been talking.
Very upset there was no Ant-Man. She loves Ant-Man. Let's Paul Rudd. And, you know, she was like, throughout the movie, she'd be like, you fucking promised me Paul Rudd. I go, 1, no, I didn't. 2, like, what the fuck's he gonna do here? Like, they're talking about him, and like, they didn't leave him out. Like, he's kind of in the background somewhere. And so then everybody fucking dies. And I'm like, hey, I was like, okay, it's cool, because Ant-Man and the Wasp comes out in like what 2-3 months, whatever. It takes place before this. It's going to be super fun and funny. It's going to be a light movie, good palate cleanser from this. It's going to be fine. And then I kind of wait a minute and I go, but there's also a 50-50 chance he's dead now. Shit. That hit me. Yeah. The ending is great. Like, I talked to a couple people about it, and they were kind of like, well, yeah, but the ending's bullshit because we all know it's going to be fucking fixed or whatever. And that's, to me, like, that's the bullshit argument.
Right.
That's like why it's not good because yeah, that's true. But on its own merit, it's a rock solid ending. Like, I love the balls of this movie to do that Marvel thing where you've got big action and big heart and big laughs all the way through, and pretty much up until the fucking minute Thanos snaps his fingers, it's like, oh, it's gonna be cool. Like, Thor's got his crazy god-killing hammer. It's gonna be fine. Like, but then in that moment, they yanked the fucking rug out from under millions of people. And I'm like, yeah, guys. Yeah, all right, bravo.
They even went so far as to say that, you know, it was originally supposed to be Infinity War Part 1 and Infinity War Part 2. They went so far as to be like, okay, it's not Part 1 and Part 2 anymore. They're completely separate movies. Yeah, of course they are.
But that's the thing, like, I walked into it and my whole thing was going to be, like, I told Nicole on the way to the theater, I'm like, yeah, somebody's going to die, and they're going to be a fucking Skrull and Avengers 4 Secret Invasion. Nope, I was wrong. You fucking got me. Like,
yeah, of all the things, like, so many theories I had of what would happen at the end of this movie and what would happen in Avengers 4, and not one of them was, I mean, Thanos might just win and kill half the universe.
It's funny, the movie's kind of been compared to Empire Strikes Back in that it ends on a dark note, but, like, Empire Strikes Back, not everyone died. Like, barely anyone died. Like, this takes Empire Strikes Back and ups it 900% to the point where, like, it's if Darth Vader killed Luke, killed Han, killed Leia, maimed Lando Calrissian, and then the end of it is Darth Vader takes his helmet off and sits down on a rock overlooking a glen, and then the movie cuts to credits.
You know, it's one.
And even the credits are mostly silent, like a really quiet score into the credits. Like, it's
when the Avengers Infinity War, like, you know, dusts like the and then Thanos will return at the end instead of. I like that. But no, I love the ending. I love the dark, like, just kind of the down note of the Avengers. And I don't think the fact that, you know, pretty much, if not everybody is coming back, changes that, because it's kind of like, what are the characters in the movie experiencing?
Exactly.
They're experiencing, you know, heartbreak, loss, confusion. And that doesn't take
the fucking audience, man. Like, I've seen it twice. I saw what happened. Like, it did what it was supposed to do in such a big way.
And even if you know Black Panther and Spider-Man are coming back, I'm curious to see how they do it.
Sure. But they were the only two that kind of took me out of the moment.
See, Spider-Man's, like, even if I know he's got a movie on the schedule, his death scene was the most effective, I think, because his relationship with Tony, and, like, Tony's seeing his biggest fear.
And he apologized. Like, he said he was sorry while he was dying. I'm like, fuck, man.
They said today that he improv that whole scene.
That's so great.
That was such a good moment.
He's got chops.
Right?
So I gotta talk about Thanos, man. Because like I think the only thing that I was kind of a little worried about, he doesn't look awesome in some of the trailers, some of the still shots, but he looked fucking amazing on screen.
He looked great. And when he kicked the shit out of the Hulk, he beat the Hulk so bad that the Hulk left the world. The Hulk was like, nope.
Nuh-uh. Not doing it.
No!
It's like, nope. Nope. Not doing it. Is he still here? Fuck you. No, not coming back. Not going back out. Fuck it. But like, just the performance is so good, and like, and I love he's like a big Hulk size, but he's not doing Hulk shit.
Yeah.
Like, he's just walking around like a dude. Like when he'll hand another character something that's like normal size, it looks tiny in his giant hands. Like, it's just a fucking cool effect.
His physicality was great. Just how he moved was great.
And like just the tiny details, like he's got stubble on his face and on his head.
Yeah.
And like a lot has been made of comparisons between this and Justice League. But really, when you look at Thanos and Steppenwolf...
Oh, get the fuck out of here. No, I will not look at I'm not going to do that. That's
and he's
absurd.
he's not just a scenery chomping evil, I'm going to take over the world
look
bad
at this,
guy.
macaroni picture and look at the statue of David.
There's
basically the same thing.
There's some points in Thanos' plan where you might look at Thanos and go, you know, kind of got a point there.
Yeah.
The favorite thing about it is like I get the feeling that he doesn't want to do this shit. That's the thing. He doesn't want to do any of this shit because like he knows it's hurting him. Like he's sacrificing personally to get the shit done. He doesn't want to do it. He feels like he has to.
I don't know. He seemed pretty stoked at the end.
Well, he's happy.
Who will?
I think he's just happy that it's over.
Exactly.
I mean, he wanted to look on a grateful universe. Like I feel like he feels it's a burden, but he wants to do it in so much as he feels like he's saving the universe.
Yeah.
But Gamora and the Soul Stone asked, like, what does it cost you? And he says, everything. And he said that a bunch of times. Like when
it's like his
Titan.
It's his, because he was the one that saw what was going to happen on Titan. Nobody listened to him, and he was right. So he's expanded that to the universe. Basically, like, I have to do this or the same fate will befall everybody else.
But even when he came back to Titan and saw Tony, and he was like, so the boss dead, huh? He's like, what does he say? He said, this day's extracting a heavy toll. You know what I mean? Like, he gives up all this shit, not because, like you said, he's a mustache twirling cack and lunatic, but because he has to do it.
Yep.
And that's
I do enjoy that, like, I'm gonna go through all this trouble. I'm gonna get all these stones. It's gonna give me the power to do anything I want. And there's only enough resources for half the universe. So I'm not gonna double the resources. I'm gonna half the universe.
Right.
Well, I mean, if he's gonna double the resources, there's no movie. Like he's an ass.
No, I know.
He's a
like,
fucking evil
they're trying
asshole.
to make him sympathetic, but it's like there's lots of other ways to solve this problem other than killing half of the universe.
Well, I mean, that ties into the fact that he's fucking crazy. So,
Right.
You know, crazy logic doesn't have to be like,
oh shit, Thanos is coming. Oh god, what's his thing? Well, like,
he's like, here's a bunch of fish.
He's got like 4 pizzas. When he's gone, you're gonna have like 8 pizzas.
Or like even
fucking nuts.
He loves Gamora, and he even tortured Gamora. So
right. Yeah, that's
all of the Thanos Gamora stuff is some of my favorite stuff of the movie. Thanos Gamora and Thor with the Guardians. Like when he first gets in the ship, which is called the Benatar, by the way. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
That's awesome.
Because the Milano got fucking destroyed. So when he first gets in there and him and Quill are bantering back and forth and there's the whole, like everyone of the Guardians has a boner for Thor. Even Drax. Drax might have the biggest boner for Thor out of all the Guardians.
How's the dude still alive? This is not a dude. You're a dude.
This is a man. And then Thor and Groot and Rocket go off on their own little adventure, and it's just great. It's so natural.
It's so natural, and like all the little moments. Like I didn't think I would be so jazzed to see like the Tony Strange stuff and like fucking like little shit like the couple of shots where Rocket and Bucky are fighting together. Like that's just so fucking cool.
I feel
that was pure I loved it because that was like so fan servicey because people just like the minute that Rocket like with the you know robotic limbs and everything like they were making jokes on the internet back in 2014 and I love that they did that in the movie and I love
I'll get that arm.
I feel like there were a few memes that the Russo brothers went, yeah, let's include that in our movie.
I really want awesome facial hair bros to be a thing between Doctor Strange and Iron Man and 4.
I don't know if you're gonna get that, bro.
I highly doubt it, but I would really like it. But no, the Rocket, Groot, Thor stuff was just great, and this one moment there perfectly encapsulates one of the reasons I love this movie so much. Rocket giving Thor an eye. Like,
yes.
It's that kind of shit that makes sense. They've established why Rocket would have an eye. Like, I saw some people complaining, like, oh, they undid Ragnarok by giving him an eye. It's like, no, fuck you. This is the we have gotten backstories on these people, stories with these people, and they're playing with the universe they've set up.
Yeah, and if I'm going into battle with a guy with a giant hammer to kill the dude, I want him to have really good depth perception.
And there's in Guardians, there's the scene on Nowhere where he needs the dude's leg, and then there's the whole joke about that. And then they're preparing for the fight on Xandar, and Rocket says, "Oh, and I'm going to need this dude's eye too." So it's very possible that Rocket has multiple mechanical eyes in his pocket.
Oh, he kept an eye in Guardians too as well. Like in the scene where Groot is trying to bring them the fin.
Right.
And he brings them an eye, and he goes away. He's like, no.
I'll keep that.
Leave that here.
But that's not even the
eye. He definitely
eye.
acquires robot parts.
Yeah, because he says he got the eye on Contraxia, which is the snow planet with all the yellow robot hookers. So that's
right?
That's not even the eye that he gives Thor.
It's just such a great way that they're playing with what these established character. This movie truly felt like a bunch of like streams converging into one, and I loved that. The relationship between Iron Man and Spider-Man that has been established through Homecoming, and now we see them here. We understand where they're coming from. Like I got so geeked out by the littlest moments, because it was like, you understand why this is happening because you've seen 6 other movies.
There's a lot of the most criticism I've seen about Infinity War is that if you haven't seen all the other movies, you're not going to know what's going on.
Well, fuck you.
And fuck. That
yes.
That criticism pisses me the hell off, because you know what? Yeah, fuck you. If you haven't seen, this is the frosting. This is what people have been, the loyal fans that have been going through all these movies. And you know what? I heard one reviewer basically say, you know what? Not all movies are for all people. And I think that that's true. If you don't want to watch all the movies leading up to this, fine, don't.
What's funny,
but don't complain because you don't know what's going on.
Not all movies are for all people, yet this broke all the fucking opening weekend records.
Like, this movie...
If you don't know what's going on, it's your fault. Really.
Yeah.
100%.
Because...
You've had 10 fucking years to catch up.
And this movie is different than any other movie that we've ever seen in history. No other movie has had 18 other movies building up to it and converging these characters. So if we're not giving you the character development or introductions that you want out of Infinity War, then there's 18 other fucking movies you can go watch at home.
Yeah, well, and if you only did character introductions, that would be 90% of the movie.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Here's all the backstory on the 6 movies you missed for this character. I want to see what this conflict is.
They suicide.
It's not like there was any shortage of goddamn bullshit internet articles and videos like, here's everything you know about the Infinity War. Here's what's happening forever.
What was that article you posted, Nice, about how did Banner get to Earth?
Yes.
Fuck that. What the hell?
On Friday, CBR must have had 30 individual articles on individual plot points in Infinity War. Because I guess 30 that get 100 views is better than one that gets 5,000 views.
I saw the thing that finally made me mute Infinity War from all my shit was this is several weeks ago, and the headline was, and I hate these nonchalant fucking headlines. The headline was, so here's how Spider-Man gets outside the bus in Infinity War. Well, fuck you. And mute. And
there was
block this fucking site.
There was another one that was, who is Stan Lee's? What is Stan Lee's cameo in Infinity War? I think that might be the one that made me finally unfollow CBR on Twitter. like completely. Like, I'm done. You're morally bankrupt. And I also felt bad for anyone working for them, because this is just thankless, joyless, soulless work. I said at one point, I was like, this is one of the greatest moments in superhero comic book geek history, and you're sitting at home forced to write these fucking brainless articles about every single little aspect of it, and like, I feel so bad for them.
Where I came from. It's like, who is that for? Everyone who fucking follows CBR on Twitter has seen Infinity War. Like who are you fucking trying to get the scoop on?
Speaking of
some guy going, I'm not gonna go see no Infinity War, but I really want to know where Thor's eyeball comes from. Oh, thank God, CBR made an article about it. I ain't gotta see the movie no more.
I really want to read a poorly written article about Thor's eyeball. Let's go. Speaking of character introductions, they did not really introduce the Black Order at all. Like, they didn't even tell you like what the fuck they are or who they are or what their names are.
Children of Thanos. That's it.
And I tell you what, I kind of loved them.
Yeah.
Ebony
they were
Maw,
all great.
Ebony Maw specifically, because he had the most screen time and the most interesting character. But even the big dude,
Cull Obsidian.
Cull Obsidian, the fact that he got his arm ripped off and then he shows up later with a metal arm. And Proxima Midnight, her fight scenes were amazing. You know, some of the CGI on them was a little iffy, especially up close, but man, cool shit. Real cool shit. And they provided cannon fodder for the Avengers to fight whilst Thanos was doing his thing off-world.
Right. Yep.
And those monsters that they let loose on Wakanda that were killing themselves to get through the force field.
Oh god,
And
that whole scene I freaking love.
The giant buzzsaw robot.
That was great. I love when they're and well, first of all, I love T'Challa, chanting, getting them ready, and then I love T'Challa and Captain America sprinting out ahead of everybody.
Yes.
That was so good. Oh. Like, I'm getting goosebumps, legitimately goosebumps. I've seen the damn thing 6 times.
I had so many instances of full-body goosebumps during that movie. Like, at one point, I was like, God damn, chill out, homie. Mary said...
Like, where's the Hawkeye's family scene in this movie where shit kind of chills out? Like, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, Mary was like, I can only get so hard.
They're just
the fucking Marvel Studios thing comes across, and I do the thing I always do the first time. I kind of go woo, I give a little clap, and Nicole does the thing she always does when she looks at me like, God, I let you inside. This is Jesus Christ. But this time more than any other ones, 40 minutes into it, Nicole's fist pumping and screaming with the rest of us. I'm like, you're no fucking better than me. You're not better than me at all.
That's the thing. There were just so many just fist pumping moments.
Yes.
It like one after another. From the very beginning, but when it really hit for me, like the first big time was Doctor Strange and Tony, Banner and Wong on the street meeting Ebony Maw and Cull Obsidian. That whole fight scene, the interactions, I just freaking loved it so much.
The cloak saving him and taking him down the road.
Yeah, there's so many little pieces of that, like Spider-Man showing up in there. I love, Ned has one moment and I love it.
Yeah. Doctor Strange's cloak was also great.
Just
the cloak.
Just talking about Doctor Strange's cloak. Could you imagine seeing this movie without seeing Doctor Strange first?
Right.
I love when it wraps itself around Drax, blanket of death.
Yeah, that was great.
I loved the Iron Man stuff, man. The David Marquez inspired nano suit is fucking cool.
The moment where he just walks when Banner can't Hulk out and he just walks up in front of it, everybody turns the armor on, and that moment reminded me so much of Banner turning into Hulk in the first Avengers movie.
Like
I'm
that was
always
really
angry.
cool. And I loved Wong I loved Wong in the last but I loved Wong. Wasn't there a lot, but that's the thing. Another thing I loved is we got to see some of the supporting characters from the various movies.
Sure.
That makes it feel more complete, and it's not just here are the Avengers.
The only one that was really missing is like Kraglin. He's like
James Gunn has said that Kraglin is he's around. So,
well, and there was also
no spoilers, but he said Kraglin is not there by mistake.
Okay.
Yeah. John-Michael. Yeah. Fucking Valkyrie
and Korg and Meek. And people, I saw so many people like, oh, they're fucking dead. Thor specifically says that they murdered half of the event or the Asgardians. I'm of the opinion that Thanos attacked and he instructed Valkyrie and Korg and them to get people onto, like, I know that was technically like a life raft, but like another part of the ship or something, and like jettison it off.
Yeah.
And that's where they are, because I highly doubt that they're gonna have killed like characters like that off screen.
Nah.
Not even.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally missed the line about him killing half of the Asgardians in the first showing, and frankly just completely forgot about Valkyrie and Korg and all of them until like 2 hours after I saw it. I was like, where's Korg? Like, what happened to Valkyrie? But yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm sure they're flying off through space. And I'm not entirely convinced. So I think there is probably a 90% chance that Loki is dead for real, but there's a 10% chance that Loki is on one of those ships. And, one of his illusions to be choked out by Thanos.
Like, on one hand, they've done the Loki is dead thing to death, no pun intended, to where, like, maybe it's time for him to hang it up. But then on the other hand, like, this is his fucking gimmick. Maybe he shouldn't be dead.
Yeah, dead brother, huh? He's been dead before.
Just his line about the sun will shine on them again. Like, even if he is dead, they could go route of like how Ragnarok was in the comics, and then like the Asgardians are reborn. Like
get sexy teen Loki in there,
because they still. I mean, at this point, the only two confirmed, the only confirmed Asgardian that's still alive is Thor, but Lady Sif's technically out there somewhere, as far as we know. So, like, they could have. Yes. Yeah. But other than that, everybody else is dead. And I had that moment where Thor is going over all the deaths with Rocket. Like, I really like that moment because you can see Thor trying to like be strong, but he's also crying. Like, everybody he loves pretty much is dead.
And Rocket's
that was a fantastic moment. And when he says, are you sure you're up for this? And Thor's like, what else do I have to lose? Like, my sister cut my eyeball out. My parents are dead. My brother's dead. My best friend's dead. All my people are dead. Why not? Let's go fight Thanos.
I love the bit with Gamora and Quill and Thor when they're like all just talking about like just their terrible, horrible family shit. And Quill's like, yeah, sure you killed a sister, but I had to kill my dad because he tried to kill the whole universe.
And I came out of it with both my eyes.
Yeah, right. I lose an eye.
I'm very interested to watch Ragnarok again with the knowledge of what happens right after they win and Thor's crowned king.
Yes.
Like, right after that, everything goes to shit.
Yeah.
Like,
let's start calling Quill a dipshit right to his face.
The first interaction.
On Earth, dipshit.
Oh, I love. What master do you serve? What am I supposed to say? Jesus?
Which is funny because Chris Pratt is a real Jesus freak.
I know. I can't think about that. But I love those. I personally, Doctor Strange is one of my higher ranked movies in the MCU. I actually really loved that movie.
Oh, it's a good movie.
Like, I loved Doctor Strange. He was like Doctor Strange, Thor, Spider-Man, Iron Man probably, and Mantis were like my favorites in this movie.
Mantis is just an absolute treasure. I was completely indifferent to the Doctor Strange movie. Like, if I never see the Doctor Strange movie again, I don't care. I will not shed a tear. but I thought he was fantastic in Infinity War. Like, the greatest thing that ever happened to the character of Doctor Strange is the Russo brothers.
I rewatched Doctor Strange the night before seeing Infinity War, and it's actually a pretty dope movie.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. They're all pretty good, but I don't ever want to see it again.
I love the fact that they were able to differentiate like the type of assholes Tony and Doctor Strange are, because so many people are like they're the same character. I'm like, no, they're not.
Right.
They're similar, but like they're just slightly different shades of asshole that can play off of each other well. And oh man, but yeah, no, Mantis was definitely one of my favorites from the moment that they're introduced and. Star-Lord says, "Put on your mean faces," and you see her in the back, like trying to put on a mean face.
Grr.
Yeah,
and, with the hands.
Yes, I liked her in Volume 2, but I loved her here. Like she was great, and all of the kicking names and taking ass.
She's just bouncing around the background with that fucked up gravity.
Oh, okay. Since we're talking about that, let's talk about that fight on Titan where they
that fight was great.
Where they constructed a plan that was they didn't really have the Avengers splash page moment in this. Even that shot from the trailers they didn't even use in the movie. But that scene where they're all taking on Thanos on Titan was some of the best teamwork shit that they did in the entire movie.
Yeah, fucking Strange just throwing up the little platforms and Quill jumping around them, and they're throwing bombs and like teleport. Oh, it's so fucking rad.
Mantis is on his head,
where he flips off Thanos and jumps and backs into a portal. My favorite though was Peter Spider-Man jumping through magic. More magic with a kick.
Yeah.
Like everybody
I didn't even notice in my first viewing. That entire battle plan centered around don't let him close his hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is cool.
The fist to activate the gauntlet.
The Stark technology that he would throw into his palm to keep him from closing his fist.
Yeah.
Nuts shit, man.
Oh god, I forgot the line before the battle when they're making the plans and all well, first when Thor is with them and they ask if Kevin Bacon is on the Avengers. Like, I don't know, I haven't been there in a few years.
Yeah.
And then later where they're talking about where he's like in Footloose, and he's like, yeah, is that still the greatest movie in ever? He's like, it never was.
And Peter's face is just so hurt. He's like, fuck you.
That's the thing about it, is like there's still so much to do that. Yes, of course they have to save the day and shit's got to be better. But Quill still has to meet Captain America. Like Quill has to go back to Earth
right
before this is over.
Yeah.
Like, he has to go back home and see this. And and we need that splash page moment where fucking everyone's there.
Everyone
all taking on Thanos. Like that's the fucking.
And speaking of everyone, I had said that I would be disappointed if the Defenders weren't in this. And I admit I was not disappointed, but I still would have liked to have seen them there. But the movie was complete on its own.
I would like to see them, but I'm fine without them, I guess. But the character I really want to see back is Coulson with them. Like he has history with them. I would really like. I doubt it'll happen at this point. I know he's going to be in Captain Marvel, but that's set in the '90s. I would just like to see Coulson show up.
I think they didn't do a thing in this movie where it made sense for them to be in it.
Sure.
Because the giant globe-spanning battle I think we thought we were going to see didn't happen.
Well,
the big action takes place in Wakanda.
They could have
They
shown
fight New York for a little bit, but not in fucking Murdoch's hood. So I'm kind of wholly willing to let it slide.
They could have shown the Defenders and even Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in a fucking cutaway and half of them turn into dust.
Yeah,
if you really wanted to, but I don't think that was necessary.
So we know that there's bad blood between the movies and the TV, and I love that the movie people were like, "Hey, TV folk, half of your people are dead. Welcome."
Yeah, well, I think since we didn't see it in this, we'll likely see it in one of the upcoming seasons for either the Netflix shows or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or fucking Cloak and Dagger or Runaways.
Yeah, either Cloak or Dagger has to die.
Yeah,
But
that's
then-
assuming that like it all depends on how much time passes between this.
Also,
I mean, like if they kind of if they wrap it up over the next couple of weeks, then you don't have to see that.
I saw one report that it's like a rumor that they were saying 5 years pass in between this and the beginning of the next movie.
Get the fuck out of here!
That would be nuts.
But see, the thing is, there's also the component of time travel that seems to be part of the next movie because they've shown set footage or set pictures that look like they take place during the Battle of New York in Avengers 1. And, like...
Oh,
Babson
fuck!
is-
Holy shit! They're gonna go back to every movie. Actually, no, they could just...
That would actually be really
They
kind of
could
cool.
just go back to the Battle of New York, and that would be enough.
But, like, I don't know... you know, they haven't obviously revealed what's going to happen, but there's clear pictures of, like, of Chris Evans in his Avengers 1 uniform.
Yeah.
And though Ant-Man is there, and Ant-Man, Paul Rudd, Robert Downey Jr., and Chris Evans all have, like, a device on them that looks maybe, like, connected to the time travel.
God damn it! Where did you find this?
Oh, this has been out for months.
Oh yeah, it's been
I must have just
Infinity War came out.
I must have just been avoiding it. Holy shit!
But yeah, so like that's a thought. So really, they could start the movie, and 10 years could have passed if they want. If they end up going back in time and undoing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause that's the one thing that I saw that is kind of a valid thing is that, like, okay, we know Spider-Man's coming out in July, for sure. Like, Spider-Man's air quote dead. So how is Sony going to market this movie when it doesn't come back until 2 months before this comes out? Like,
That's interesting because normally a trailer would have come out before, like, in that time period. Are they just not going to do anything?
It's so they're so good at this, you guys. Like
Yeah.
they're great at what they're doing. These guys are at the
They're
top
gonna
of
be
their
fine.
fucking game.
Oh god! When Thor showed up in Wakanda,
Oh,
That-
we were on a cruise, a Disney cruise. So they premiered the movie on the cruise, and when Thor showed up in Wakanda, the people on that boat went absolutely berserk. And I was like, everyone needs to relax. But then also I was like, they went,
I think that might have gotten the biggest reaction of anything in any of my showings. That's typically the one that was like everybody was flipping their shit.
yeah.
And just, you know, him unleashing his power, Banner, you guys are so screwed now, and then Thor just screaming, "Bring me Thanos."
That's one of those things where, like, you see it and you're like, oh man, that's so cool. But then if you think about the other characters, like, they haven't seen Thor in years. He
Yeah.
doesn't have his hair. His hammer is different.
Yeah,
Like,
I love.
like, what the fuck? Like,
They
what's going
had
on?
an
Who's
element.
that raccoon with you? Like,
They had an element of the fish out of water stuff with Banner, who's getting to Earth and being like, "Hey, what the fuck has happened? You guys aren't talking
Yeah,
anymore."
Tony lost another Superbot.
yeah.
Did you guys see the link I just sent you in the Hangouts chat of on-set Avengers 4 photos?
see it now. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, but like the little stuff like that about the catching up at the beginning of, like, with Banner that I love. It's those little, like, I'm a weird kind of like continuity nerd where I love references, callbacks, you know, using the continuity. I'm not like a slave to it because I love Power Rangers and their continuity is like Swiss cheese, but it's just so cool when they use the crap they've established. And
They do it so fucking much in this.
I know, so much. Like, but like, I love the like you were talking about the, you know, the hair is different and everything, and that conversation between Steve and Thor, like, you know, you cut your hair, oh, I see you copied my beard. And then I love the by the way, this is my friend Tree. And you know, I am Groot. I am Rogers.
Since he speaks Groot, like, whatever that language is
It was
called,
an elective on Asgard.
like, his name might be Tree. I don't know.
Groot is
the
Groot
Thor
for
thing is so
tree.
great because we've been watching Thor doing this Thor shit the whole movie. Like, anyone else is just hoping that maybe Thor is alive.
Yeah.
You know, they don't know what the fuck he's. It's so good.
Oh, that's crazy.
We say it time and time again. When you compare, this shit to the fucking Fantastic Four movie, or those fucking DC movies, like, every second of this movie that everyone involved gives a shit. Like, they really give a shit, and so that's why you get these amazing fucking stories.
One of my absolute favorite things in this movie, absolute top like 3, is the Red fucking Skull.
Oh,
right!
I got him on my list.
They didn't have to do that. It's been like a dangling plot thread, but like really, if they had just gone, he got beamed away, and like that's it, you can deal with that. 7 years, and we fucking see what happens to him. Like,
and it kind of makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, he got shot into he had the Tesseract Space Stone. He got shot onto another planet. Shit happened, and now he's the guardian. The Stonekeeper.
He's fucking not to Yoda.
I also really enjoyed that all of the theories of where the Soul Stone would be. They were like, it's just on some random planet.
And you gotta kill Gamora. I was thinking that the Soul Stone was in Gamora because, they set it up in the beginning where Gamora's like, hey, if Thanos gets a hold of me, you gotta put me down. So Gamora was the key to the Soul Stone no matter what, but I just thought it was like she had it up her butt or some shit.
I'm glad that Peter actually attempted to shoot her. I mean, you knew that Thanos was going to do it. He'd
Bubbles.
Stop. I didn't know he was going to do Bubbles, but you knew he was going to stop it. But I'm glad that they didn't chicken out and be like, "Oh, he can't shoot her." I'm glad he tried.
Yeah, there were 2 times where Bubbles came out of Quill's gun, and then there was Bubbles one more time.
When Gamora tried to stab herself.
Yeah.
Bubbles. Thanos loves Bubbles, man.
I've seen little things. I like when he uses the gauntlet, like the right gem glows, which is fucking cool.
Yes, that's really cool.
And I like when he's using 2 in conjunction with each other, and they're both glowing.
So dope.
And one other criticism I've seen of the movie that kind of pisses me off is that people complaining about how they would have won if not for Star-Lord losing his shit and hitting Thanos, which is true. He did do that. People were saying, "Oh, that's out of character." Did they not see Guardians Volume 2? Like when Ego reveals that he put the tumor in his mother's head, he loses his shit immediately.
And obviously, since Guardians 2, him and Gamora have become an official thing, to the point where she tells Quill as she's dying, or as she's being held by Thanos, that she loves him.
Yeah, I mean, when your long-term booty call dies...
I love that.
You're gonna fuck the person who killed her.
But also, Doctor Strange knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
He was also the only one that didn't, try, and he was only... I don't know if this was intentional or not, but when they're doing that and he's, holding... they're all holding Thanos. He's the only one that isn't speaking or trying to do anything else other than hold Thanos. I don't know if that was intentional or if they just didn't want to put a line in there. But.
Not even hey, Star-Lord, why don't you chill out? Or fucking move him away for a second. It's just do your thing, homie.
I'm kind of hoping that at some point, in the next few weeks, we'll get the announcement that, just kidding, Avengers 4 comes out in August.
I really wish it was coming out in November.
It's ready.
It's gonna be a long wait.
This is maybe the hardest wait I think I'll ever have for a movie.
It's tough.
Yeah, but you got to think
real quick before we kind of wrap things up. Fucking got a little Captain Marvel at the end. That's pretty great.
Right. Between now and the next Avengers movie, we've got Ant-Man and Wasp and Captain Marvel, and they're gonna do some sort of event between now and then, like they did back when they announced Civil War.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited for that event.
Either between now and then or right after Avengers 4.
Yep.
Probably right after
when
Avengers
they announced
4.
Civil War and all, Infinity War, like all the various movies that were coming out was amazing.
And they're not
I'm
doing
probably like right behind Avengers 4. That's the thing I'm most excited about.
I could see them trolling people and everything. They have a bunch of fake release date announcements, and they're all just like Thanos movies.
I mean, they did it in that first event when they came
Society.
out. The first movie they announced was Captain America's Serpent Society.
Oh, that's
and
right.
They let it stand for like 25 minutes before they were like, no, it's called Civil War.
Oh my god.
One thing I'll say about Captain Marvel is because like this post credits is very much like the Avengers 1 post credits, where like there's half the crowd is like, oh fuck, that's Thanos.
Yeah.
Other half the crowd is like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
But this time it's more like 20% of the crowd is like, oh shit,
Yes.
Captain Marvel.
And it took me a second.
And like, but there was like one of the dudes in the second show was like, hey yo, what the fuck is that? Like, Captain Marvel, look it up. Okay.
And then it's almost one of the things I didn't enjoy because that first showing of it ended and you're just trying to sit there and process it. And everyone in the theater is like, what did that mean? Hey, what was that? What are those colors? And it's just like, shut up. Everybody shut up.
But then like, I also like really shitty thing walking out and there's like there's a family standing around and like, the mom, I guess, has got her phone out. And as I'm walking by, she just goes, wait, this is the mom, mind you. She goes, wait, Captain Marvel's a girl?
Oh, God.
Come on.
Oh, my God.
Come on. She can't drain threes.
She's not going to fight Thanos. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Part of the problem, lady.
I didn't get it entirely until it showed the red and blue. Like, they showed the little Starburst.
Oh, sure, yeah.
They showed the little Starburst logo. I'm like, what? And then red and blue, I'm like, ah!
I also love the notion that all this time, like, both Tony Stark and Nick Fury have on them at all times, like, their shitty old antiquated communication technology, just in case.
That was one thing that I thought was kind of interesting. Like, Tony was jogging when Doctor Strange came and got him, and he's like, he just carries the cell phone that Steve
Why wouldn't he?
around.
Like, of course.
I loved just how indignant he was that he was just like, it's a fucking flip phone.
I'm very curious to. I'm very excited to see Captain Marvel and kind of the explanation of like, what, like obviously she's been in space, but
Yo,
like,
bitch, where you been? What you doing?
yeah, like where, like why Fury has never called her, like. I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, a lot of the things that happened that he would call her for, like the other Avengers events, happened in relatively short amount of time.
Yeah. And he very well could have called her in Avengers 1, and she just was, not there in the 30 minutes it took him to resolve it.
Yeah,
My brother at one point was like, this battle in Wakanda is all well and good, but how come not a single country sent any sort of military aid? And I said two things. If aliens invaded an African nation, which country do you think would scramble their jets? And two, the whole thing only took like 20 minutes.
And
Maria Hill, who is arguably the most connected military person on the planet, found out that there was something going on in Wakanda at the point Thanos snapped his fingers.
Yeah, when it was already over.
Right.
Yeah. It's great. It's fucking great. It's going to be a long, long year to wait. But we got fucking we got Ant-Man coming out. We got Luke Cage in the Netflix soon. So we got Marvel shit.
Yeah, I still got Punisher and Jessica Jones season 2 to watch.
We've got 2, maybe 3 Jessica Joneses left. Not to go too far off of it because we're kind of wrapping things up. But Jessica Jones season 2 is great. It's very different. I like it because it's more or less her just like trying to solve like a single mystery over the course of the thing. It's like real PI shit. It's cool. Good stuff.
I've been wanting to watch that. I held off because my girlfriend wanted to watch Jessica Jones season 1 by herself again to remember everything, and then we were supposed to sit down and watch season 2 together. She then proceeded to watch season 2 without telling me until she was almost done with it.
Dick move.
So I have not seen season 2 yet.
Dick
Well,
move.
there you go. Now you know next time to just watch it without her. Lesson learned.
It's not gonna last, John-Michael. She can't be trusted.
No, I don't think there's any problem. I think the problem was making the agreement to sit down and watch it together. You just sit down and watch it together for your second viewing.
Too good. My boy's too pure to do that kind of shady shit.
I was trying to be, a gentleman.
Make
about
good, Mahoney.
No. He tried it. He tried it, and look what happened.
Yeah,
Lesson learned.
that's what you get. Yep.
Never again.
Oh man, anybody anything else to say before we wrap this up? Because
Did Wanda have
Captain America was barely in it,
Yeah.
and yet that scene where he grabbed onto Thanos' fingers that they showed in that trailer and stopped his hand from moving is like, I will never forget that scene.
No?
That will stay with me the rest of my
And
life.
he just looked amazing.
He did.
Yeah.
Like, Cap is my favorite Avenger, and even though he had a smaller role in this movie overall, everybody felt like they had a moment or a purpose, or
Sure.
it didn't matter. Like, I felt that they handled it well. Like, some people took a lead and others didn't, but I've seen a lot of people complain. They're like, oh, it's obvious that Marvel and Disney didn't know what they had in Black Panther because Black Panther didn't have the largest role and they killed him at the end, and they that's a big bad move. I'm like, I wouldn't want the popularity of a character necessarily dictating. I mean, it happens a little bit.
Yeah, but
Dictating the story. Like, this is the story they wanted to tell. Like, I don't want to just shoehorn T'Challa in more just because his movie was popular.
Yeah. On that point, Okoye, is that how you say her name?
Yes.
Yep.
Okoye continues to steal every scene she's in. And that point when Scarlet Witch comes down from the tower and smashes up those little buzzsaw machines, and Okoye just goes, why was she up there the whole time? That was so great.
I fucking love Okoye so much, and he has the best facial expressions ever.
She's phenomenal.
And I love that line that you said, and I love just the little fight between her, with her and Black Widow and Scarlet Witch against Proxima Midnight. I have a shirt that I bought that came out before Infinity War, but it's done in the Powerpuff Girls style. Got it through Ripped, I think. And it was Gamora, Black Widow, and Scarlet Witch. And I really wish it was Okoye instead of Gamora. But she was great.
It will be next week.
I'm very curious to see how the solo movies will play now. Just, okay, so after Avengers 1, everybody was like, oh, going back to the solo movies, they're not going to be as much fun. We've seen it, and I didn't really feel like that at the time because, it was exciting to see the next chapters. And while I'm super, super excited for the next, for Ant-Man and the Wasp and stuff, it's just a little bit like, I've seen everybody in the movie now. I want to see everybody forever in every movie.
I like that it's special when they all get together.
Yeah, it's just like comic books. You got your big events, and then you got your solo books that might get canceled.
This truly felt like an event comic come to life,
really
100%.
Except, it felt like an event comic, but the first event comic that has been done correctly in probably 30 years.
It's also sad that with a year wait between the next part, kind of on par with a lot of the release schedules of event comics.
Yeah,
they have delay after delay.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Avengers 4 is going to be delayed because they're still drawing it. Greg Land has
drawing it, man. That was a thing that stuck out. I mean, it's always there, but just especially this time, just the seemingly never-ending crawl of artists and stunt people and stuff. There's so many
just
fucking hands in this thing.
Huge blocks of text.
One other thing I want to say, I really, 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 once the next part comes out, want to know exactly what the actors thought they were filming at times, because they've numerous ones have gone on record as saying they had no idea what exactly was going to be happening.
Yeah, like I've been watching a bunch of interviews with the cast, and Tom Holland was given a script that was 90% redacted. Because that motherfucker is there's a clip that's going around of Benedict Cumberbatch and Tom Holland doing interviews, and Benedict Cumberbatch has to keep shutting Tom Holland up because he keeps telling
I fucking love that dude.
Story bites.
He's so excited.
The other one that came out today was a year ago. Mark Ruffalo was doing press for Thor Ragnarok. And they asked him, like, they're like, so how does the Hulk find himself hanging out with Thor? And he's like, oh, we meet in space, and then we have to go save Asgard. And they're like, do you save Asgard? And he's like, I mean, I probably shouldn't say, but, like, it really doesn't go very well. And, like, you should see this next movie. Everyone dies. And Don Cheadle is like, dude, shut up. And it like didn't register a year ago. Everybody just thought he was, being facetious.
Mark
Ruffalo a year ago told us the end to Infinity War.
That's so great.
Mark Ruffalo also Instagram lived the first 20 minutes of the Thor Ragnarok premiere. And he had his phone in his pants. Did Wanda have an accent or no?
So I don't think she had an accent in this one. Here's my take on the accent. She has been living as a fugitive for however long, and maybe purposefully trying to lose it as part of that. But also, that accent sucked, and I don't care why it went away. It was awful, and I don't miss it.
It was bad. It was bad in Age of Ultron. It was
good
okay.
written.
It was okay in Age of Ultron. In Civil War, it was still there, but I don't think it was a sore thumb. And I don't remember it not being in Infinity War. So I guess maybe if it wasn't such a great accent in the first place, maybe I didn't notice it anymore, and I was fine with it.
I've seen it 6 times, and I can't. My brain remembers it both ways. I remember it being there, I remember it not. And I don't know if it just wasn't, and my brain just auto-corrected and be like, well, she's supposed to have an accent, so she has it.
There was a point where... Remember the Iron Man animated series from like '94?
Yes.
Sure.
So, obviously, giant
awesome.
West Coast
Iron Man suit.
Growing up, Scarlet Witch was a huge character in that.
Sure.
When that cartoon came out and she had an accent, I was like, what the fuck? Completely shocked. Because never once in the hundreds of issues I'd read with her had I ever inserted an accent in my head.
I got the same thing when they did that Spider-Woman motion comic thing, and like Spider-Woman's British. I'm like, yeah, she sure the fuck is. I know that, but never one time did I read her with a British accent.
I'm learning that right now.
Yeah,
I know she's British, but I just elected to ignore it. Like I'm like, fuck it, she doesn't have a British accent. No, I don't want that. It's kind of like Halle Berry's accent in the first X-Men. It's there.
I kind of like the idea of Spider-Woman just jumping around and be like, oi!
Thwip, governor!
We're cockney.
All right. Let's take it home.
Yeah.
Real fucking good, guys.
Really good.
Like, a moment... like, we're leaving for the movie... And I'm fucking jazzed. I am skipping along. I got a smile on my face. And I say to Mary, with no irony, I was like, I'm so excited. Like, this is one of the greatest moments of our lives. Like, this is a touchstone in our culture, in our history. And she kind of gave me like a... and I'm like, no, like, seriously. Like, this is... And it I feel like it lived up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then when the movie was over, I legit had to go get a burger. I just stress eat because this fucking wrecked my fucking spirit. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. There's gonna be a drive-thru open somewhere. Give me a shitty burger.
It was
and then
a
I
good
felt
choice.
a little bit better. Good stuff. All right, we'll be back next week. We'll do more football. We'll do more regularly scheduled stuff, and we'll probably talk about Avengers some more because Jose's gonna have takes.
Yes. Maybe,
Let's be real. We're going to be talking about Avengers for a while.
For probably a year and a half.
Next week,
It's one of those.
Next week, we're going to do the top 6 Avengers Infinity War stories on CBR.
Like, you want to know where Groot got his video game from? Come back and check it out.
You know, one last thing. The fact that Thor's hammer, the handle is Groot's arm, pretty cool. I
Okay,
enjoy that.
so does this mean that Groot is worthy?
Good question. Well, no, 'cause that's,
Is there a worthy clause on this new hammer?
Is there?
I don't think so. Because
but
in the
it does
first,
work the
in the-
fucking Bifrost, which is dope.
well, in the
Yeah.
first movie, in the first Thor movie, that was cool as hell. But in the first Thor movie, you see Odin put
He
the
enchants it,
enchantment
Sure.
on it. So I don't think in this universe it was even there before that moment. And
Yeah, it's like presumably before the first Thor movie, you didn't have to be worthy.
yeah.
You just had to keep that shit on lock. But yeah,
Still, awesome scene.
so good. So yeah, so email us, popcast@PanelsOnPages.com. Let us know what the fuck you thought about it. Leave us a voicemail, 616-951-1POP. And we'll be back next week. Doing this nonsense all over again.
Even Peter Dinklage couldn't ruin that movie.
Not even.
He tried.
Try his best.
My hands belong to him.
Hold open the eyes, boy. Like, boy, he's 15,000 years old. So, yeah. We're back next week. YouTube.com/PanelsOnPages for Jason Nyes, Jose Guzman, Kelly Harris, John-Michael Duggan, our good buddy Dan Mahoney. We'll talk to you guys next week. Night. Love you. Bye-bye.
wonderful.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good, though.
It could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
Get him away!